I'm Terri Young. I'm the chair of the Department of Ophthalmology and Visual Sciences at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. I'm a pediatric ophthalmologist, clinician scientist, and I've always been a lab rat. And I was enamored with the Human Genome Project at its start in the 1990s, and how we were, first of all, trying to discover all of the genes in the genome, but also how we could also find genetic causes for certain disorders. I would say I'm an ophthalmic genetics clinician and researcher, and also a gene hunter, but specifically, we've worked on the genetics of refractive errors, particularly myopia, as well as the genetics of childhood glaucoma. I think I realized early on that what helped me in my career, and oftentimes this is something I felt was lacking or I wanted, was having good mentors. I can't say enough about how that's so important. Sometimes it happens organically. Sometimes you might find someone who has a common area of interest, and they might be further along in their career and they're able to give you advice about what your pursuits might be. I think it's also important to recognize that even your peers can be mentors. And so that's something that I have been heavily engaged with since the beginning of the time that I started to attend ARVO meetings. And so I felt, because I sometimes was wanting for good mentors, that I felt like whatever I could provide or do at ARVO, that I was going to do that. ARVO for me, very personally, has been an absolutely wonderful, inclusive community. I have developed a sense of belonging here. I've, certainly developed professionally, and it's the go-to vision science organization and meeting for learning how to do something, or certainly for finding collaborators. And it has absolutely served me well for the multi-decades of my attendance here. I've developed strong collaborative relationships and strong friendships as well. I would say to junior scientists that they should not be afraid to go up to someone that they might have read a paper, a manuscript or a publication from them, and to talk further about their science, whether it be at a poster or at a presentation session or even outside. This is the kind of milieu, if you will, where the mixing and mingling and introductions are supposed to happen. Everybody knows that and they get it. And so I would just say junior scientists should not be shy. Should get a little courage and just go up and talk to folks that they're interested in talking to about their research. I think what's happening in this country is highly disruptive. It's a constitutional crisis. I think that we think of this as affecting our vision science community, but more broadly, I think it affects our national health and our international health too. Everything from the glasses I wear, to the air I breathe, to the water I drink, cars that I drive. I mean, the list is endless. These are based on someone having some sort of question that they applied science to find an answer that would enable a better outcome. This particular moment that we're in will affect generations to come who may or may not go into science, who may or may not believe in science. What happens in the US also permeates to other parts of the world, and so we can't forget our stance, if you will, in terms of being world leaders in scientific discovery and implementation. What I would say in this moment is that, we as vision scientists should not be victims, we should be soldiers for advancing the need for continued and robust funding for vision science research, as well as continued and robust funding for research at large. Because if we don't, we'll have a very different world in a matter of months to years.